I was born in 2025. But I wish I'd grown up in the 1980s. Like all my heroes. I live here in Columbus, Ohio. In 2045, it's still ranked the fastest growing city on Earth. But it sure doesn't seem like it when you live in the stacks. They called our generation the missing millions. Missing not because we went anywhere. There's nowhere left to go. Nowhere. Except the Oasis. It's the only place that feels like I mean anything.
Oh, look, it's Second Life.
Yeah, right? PlayStation Home.
You're not far from the truth.
That just surprised me.
I didn't expect that, but
I
I
was not
like what they
expecting that.
did with it in many ways.
I know a lot of people are upset about that line there. There's so much going on here. I need to inspect that scene. You got Freddy Krueger there. You got Duke Nukem there.
I don't know if that's supposed to be a play on the. That's over there.
I mean, I want one of those in my house.
Yeah, right?
Right.
It looks like it might be Tron there. Definitely got the DeLorean, obviously. Wrecking balls for some reason. Pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I did not read the books, though. Or book. It's only one book?
It's one book.
Did not read it. So.
I did. And I just read it for the second time, like, maybe a month ago.
What about you, Megna? Read the book?
I have not read the book, no.
Okay, so it's just
No,
you,
I've
Mike.
never
Tell
read
us,
the
is
Yeah.
this faithful? What's
So
going on here?
let me get your reactions. What do you think?
I mean, visually, I think it looks awesome. It's Steven Spielberg, so obviously I'm
I
there.
would pay money to see it.
Yeah, I would pay
Okay.
money to see it. And I mean, honestly, they're probably going to bring in a whole bunch of video game franchises that we love. You saw Deathstroke in there. You saw Harley Quinn in there. Freddy Krueger, Duke Nukem. Who knows who else they're going to get? Iron Giant. Anything WB related, they're probably going to bring in.
Yeah. Here's the thing. So there's a lot of things I did like about it. They touched on the key things that you need to see from it, taking pop culture references, and that's really what the book is. You go into the Oasis essentially, and it teleports. It's basically take Steve Jobs and like every greatest gaming creator ever, like the story that you have from Steve Jobs, you know, it started in a basement or in a garage and everything, built from the ground up, and they built this, you know, Second Life style world
Yeah.
where you jump into it, that is you, and it's ID'd by you, and then you have these evil corporations that what is it, XO IOI, I think IOI is who they are, who you saw. That's what like the robotic people were, where
Okay.
they all did the same
Right.
you know, movements. They basically have a monopoly on everything, and they're evil. They'll kill for what they want, and they have a monopoly on the world. And you kind of go through, and there was an Easter egg, and that's the whole thing, is you're trying to find the Easter eggs throughout the world, and whoever wins it wins the heir to the fortune of James Halliday, who created the Oasis.
Oh, okay.
The one that was like Steve Jobs.
Okay.
He's dead, you know, but he left that his fortune to whoever finds all the Easter
How did the
eggs.
book get away with like using all of these properties?
It was just, I mean, it's writing.
What?
It's just writing. So you don't have to, I mean, it's a book, so you can write whatever
So you can
want.
bring Freddy Krueger, if that
So
were the
what-
case, into
so
your
that's,
book. If
so
you
that's
want,
what it
write
is.
about
So
Freddy Krueger?
that's where I'm falling off. So I understand what they're doing, but I don't like. I'm not happy that Steven Spielberg is attached.
Really? Why?
Because it is too upbeat and cheery. I don't. Like the book is not meant, like that world is terrible. Like it is surprise. Like I don't, and he didn't touch on it, but like that is a world that you would not be surprised if people killed themselves.
Okay.
in, like, just because of this is the world that they live in. Like, it is dark.
Right.
And
So you're talking about the one at
use
the
it
very beginning.
at the very
before-
beginning when he's like climbing down. Like, listen, that's how the world looks. Like, that is one of the better looking areas in the world. The stacks, how they just stack houses. It is not uncommon for one of those stacks to fall and everybody in those houses to die, and nobody cares. Like, that's how little care is given to people.
but yeah, but you're
So
going
for
off
him
of
to be
15
climbing
seconds
down-
here.
But for him to be climbing down and you see this woman dancing in the house, nobody's dancing. Everybody
Well,
is
she was
miserable.
dancing though because she was in virtual reality.
No, and I get that, and
I mean,
you can
she's
go
dancing
do that.
alone too. Isn't
That's
No,
yeah, it's sad.
But,
Exactly.
well,
She's
in a
virtual
way, it didn't
reality
go into
dancing
that.
alone.
And the book touches on like romance and everything like that, you know, in that world, and that's kind of like half of the.
I don't know, man. I
point
feel
of
like we're jumping the gun here. Like that was 15
it's
seconds
just,
based
it's
off a
just
Comic Con
too upbeat
trailer.
in that world, and like when he goes to the van again, still upbeat. Like it just looks like, oh, he has a really comfy van and everything like that. And they hit on the points that they needed to with the pop culture references, but they try to change them, but in a good way. That's where I'm okay with the changes. The changes of pop culture were more so about things that Ernest Cline, grew up with, and even like obscure Asian ones like Cepeda Man is a big part of it,
Right.
which is a big one for Japanese, television.
Yeah, Ginkgo Swag said that the bike was actually not Tron; it was Akira. I would like to know
Yeah.
if you have confirmation on that. I'd be surprised
The
if they
bike
got
was
Akira.
right.
in
And
this.
it did.
They
that
did?
was
They got
actually-
confirmed?
Well, it's not. Well, that's what everybody's.
That'd be
talking
pretty
about.
cool if they got Akira.
Things are
in
obviously
this.
going to be different. That whole car chase scene wasn't in the movie, so I'm worried that
In the
things
book,
that
I mean,
were
yeah.
really cool were in the book. So things that were really cool in the book that I would love to see brought to light, I'm afraid are going to be Spielberg eyes. Like, I don't like that. I'm going to do my own thing with it. So I'm worried on that
Right.
part, and I have been from when I heard it. But what I do like that they changed it. So Iron Giant not in the book.
That's awesome.
In the movie.
Yeah.
Deathstroke not in the book, in the movie. Freddy Krueger not in the book, in the movie. They did, however, keep like the James Halliday had a huge obsession with Rush. So that's why you heard the Rush song. You'll see that throughout. That's a big key element to it. So one of my biggest issues is that it's right now it's one movie. This movie should have been at least 2, if not 3. Movies long, especially for how franchises are going right now. I think it's actually not doing it justice, so I don't have a lot of faith in the movie.
Okay, I thought it was a short book.
I mean, it's short, but there's a lot of content.
Okay.
The book, because of it being so movie, TV show, video game themed, tries to do what they can for descriptions that you can do. You can definitely build on the book. Like I really wish that you would read it because I think you would get some enjoyment out of it.
You know
I know
me,
you're
I'm not a reader.
right? You don't read things, so it kind of sucks.
I don't
for
have
that
the
because I
time,
think-
man.
But I think like if you did, like, and that's what sucks is like this is like the story of it, and I keep saying this to everybody that asks me about it. The story of Ready Player One is phenomenal. I don't love Ernest Cline's writing. I think it's a little bit juvenile, and I think he kind of goes all over the place. But the whole plot is so ideal and perfect, and I think it's going to be ruined.
Any properties? I would bet WB is probably what we're going to see a lot of. Any WB properties that you're hoping to see here in the film? Ready Player One, Megna?
Once again, I mean, and maybe this is because I haven't read the book. I'm a fan of movies. I love movies. I tend not to read fiction. I read just not fiction novels. And so a lot of times when I'm watching a movie, I'm in it for that movie experience.
Yep.
And that, whether it's that action scene or whether it is the pop culture reference, and it's like, oh yeah, that was a part of my childhood. That's cool. It's here in the movie. And so, I mean, I don't know.
I'd like to see Harry Potter.
Trailer, it looks. Yeah, what's funny? I haven't watched Harry Potter.
You haven't watched any Harry Potter? Wow.
No, or read the books.
So you didn't get my Parcel Tongue reference at the beginning.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised,
Am I a
honestly, if
mummy?
that was Parcel Tongue, and it was like Hasayasis. Like it's a snake language in Harry Potter,
Gotcha.
and that's what it sounded like at the beginning.
Rick
I'm a
said.
muggle, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
are.
there you
You
go.
are a
You get
Muggle.
that. Rick said it doesn't seem like that big because it's not going to be a big part of the movie, of the real world a lot. It is. It's actually a big part of it. Being in the real world is a big part. It's like, I wouldn't say it's 50-50, but it's, I would say, easily 15%
Okay.
of the book is about the real world.
I think we just gotta wait and see. I mean, maybe he didn't want to show people dying and killing themselves in the first 15
No,
seconds
but
of the trailer.
I'm not saying that they are, but like it's supposed to be darker and it's supposed to show why people are flooding to the Oasis, why people are doing
I
that.
think they didn't want to go that route with the first trailer. Maybe they'll try and go into a little bit more of the sullen nature of that world in the next trailer. But this was Comic-Con. It's about excitement and showing off the pop culture references. So I think they just wanted to have a happy exciting trailer, and that's what it was. And I think it got me hyped. I'm excited to see it. And
Mike's full of sunshine and rainbows tonight.
no, he is not. No, he is not.
Nope.
Steven Spielberg for me is a selling point. Like I will
I
see
love
it because of
Spielberg.
Spielberg. You know?
I don't want Spielberg attached to this movie. There are things like, would you want Spielberg attached to? I mean, like you can't tell me that you want Spielberg attached to every single property available.
Spielberg did Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan, dude. I will like that guy can do. He can do happy. He can do dark. That guy can do whatever the hell he wants. But you know, like he can go real dark if he wants to. So we just have to see the route that he wants to take with this, and the script that was also written. I don't know who wrote the script, but I don't know what route they're going to go. But I bet you, there's some darkness to that world when the full film comes out.
See.